I said this to a previous ex, but then I was called like depressed and stuff like that. I said that
Dark.
Yeah, dark. Like, well, I said to him, like, don't you think it's strange that we die alone? Like, we literally die alone. And it's like, don't sue me, what? And I was like, but we do. We it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's when I started to not think about religion but life.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm with my amazing friend Rachel. You're a convert to Islam. You converted in 2019.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
And I just want to go through like your convert story, why you became Muslim, all these kind of things.
That's fine.
So I guess the first thing I want to ask is like, did you have a religion before you became Muslim?
I did. I feel like everyone in the UK kind of says that they're Christian, and I strongly believed that I was Christian. So I used to, obviously celebrate Christmas and stuff like that, but I feel like I kind of differentiated a little bit more than my family because I kind of looked for the meaning behind the religion, whereas it was more like a materialism religious thing. So I feel like before I found Islam, I did have a religious background, and I feel like the religious background that I had more was agnostic, like searching for that right thing. So I looked into like Buddhism, but it didn't make sense. I looked into Judaism, but it didn't really make sense. I looked into Christianity. And then Astaghfirullah, but I used to then look into like Wicca. Yeah.
What's
Wicca.
that?
Wicca. It's like it's mainly called like witchcraft, right?
Oh, is it like Ouija boards?
No, not Ouija boards. Because that's like really crazy. But it's I'd just be like doing religion quizzes, like which religion do I belong to, etc. And a lot of came up with like Judaism and then Islam.
I never got Islam.
Did you not?
No.
I bet you would now.
Inshallah.
I feel like I knew where I was going, but I was trying to find not like what kind of group I fit into. Like a lot of people feel like religion is just a group, like a paint tin and you're a plain paintbrush. Which group, which colour am I going to be today? Do you know what I mean? And I didn't feel like religion was this kind of category. I felt like it was more of a pursuit of where your life is going. At times I did feel like religion was a group. You see so many like different seculars, like you see like Hinduism and Sikhism, and it does sometimes it did feel like it was more of a which one should I choose. But I think when I started to develop a bit more knowledge when I got older, it kind of didn't.
I get what you're saying, because even I think I had that same thing where it's kind of like you look at the rulings of the religion, you're like, which rules do I want to follow, like which rules kind of fit into my life, not actually which one do I believe in. I think I had that, like for a while I was like, oh, Hinduism's kind of interesting, what goes around comes around. But that it's not because I believe. It's not because, like, if you look at Islam and you look at why you believe in Islam, it's because you believe in God and you believe in the Quran. So I get what you're saying there. Like, it's different. Not just looking at religion because what rules are more you want in your life, but actually looking at religion as which is the truth.
And I think as humans as well, we kind of, a lot from the outside, Islam seems very strict, and I think a lot of people in the UK have been aware of Islam, and it's like they do see it as strict. And I think as humans as well, unfortunately, with our desires, we don't want to choose a religion that is going to be like too harsh on us and stuff like that. And I remember with my husband at the minute, we're doing like a course, like a Islamic course together. And there's the scholar there, the sheikh, he's talking about how like people pick religions because he quoted, he's a don't roast me lord. So people pick religions just so they can get salvation for the afterlife, but they don't want to continue and actually make that connection with God. And I felt like I can't do that. Like Like a religion is not just about, oh, I am this, and then I carry on living a life of like materialism and stuff like that. So
I mean, how was you introduced to Islam? Like, who introduced it to you? Did you go on the journey of knowledge by yourself, or someone guiding you?
The main people that helped me was when I worked in a like majority Muslim school. Like a lot of my colleagues were super. I think that the dawah came in their personality.
Yeah.
And when I've been in a couple of relationships, and it was just poor. The quality was just not nice, and I think that led me to, you know, what is our life? Do you know what I mean? Like I think the main person who kind of helped me discover my life was I had like an ex, and he was a DJ.
Okay.
And he just drank all the time. He went out all the time, and I think that kind of left. And he did, you know, a lot of things happened, and I was very unhappy in that relationship, and I had that person in my life, but I was still left feeling like, right, this is not life. Like you're not just going to wake up and go to work. You're not just going to wake up to drink. You're not going to wake up to make money and go shopping, because, and I said this to a previous ex, but then I was called like depressed and stuff like that. I said that
dark.
Yeah, dark. Like, well, I said to him, like, don't you think it's strange that we die alone? Like we literally die alone. And it's like, that's so me what? And I was like, but we do. We it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's when I started to not think about religion but life. And then I remember saying to him, and then when I went for walks, this was like 2014. So and I was like, our life is like a storybook. Like you can't change what happened yesterday. Like you can only learn from it. And it literally feels like now when you get to this point and you reflect on your whole life, it's literally like a book.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I bet this isn't like Waterstones.
Thank you.
So I think after that ex, the DJ, that guy, when we broke up, and I was still working at this school, I got a lot of support, like the sisters there, and it was just so nice. They supported me so much. Even the parents, you know, when you like see them in the playground, they were just so nice. But because I was with that ex, I had a really bad health problem where I had really bad acne. It was like everywhere on my face, and I think that was because of stress as well, like not knowing where my life was going. You know, me and him breaking up, and then I had to like cycle 3 miles to work there and back, so that was long. And I never left on time. I was like, go! Like cycling just.
Yeah, we all know that feeling.
Yeah, I was mental, that like panic. It was crazy. And I just got really ill with acne, like, and it sounds stupid, but it really hits you. And then I had to go on a really strong medication called Accutane. I'm from the dermatologist, and that affected me so much because it made my skin like purge, and I was like, I can't take this, so I had to stay at home for like 2 months. And then I was still thinking, like, when I get better, what is there? Like, I have clear skin, that's it.
Yeah. So
I tried to keep going back to school, but I just kept breaking down because, like, how can you face someone when you look like Quasimodo?
Wow.
Like, and like, I just couldn't face it, so I had to have. This was probably April when my skin was just super bad. April 2019 when it was super bad, and like, so me and my ex broke up months before, and I took months off to try and regain myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is me in this world, you know. I need to find who I am.
Yeah, but for most girls that is like, I don't know, like going to the gym and like, and now I've got clear skin and I'm like doing this diet. Yeah. Look at me, I'm back out in the world again.
Yeah, but that's what the West as well teaches you. Like, you need to find who you are. So follow your own heart, follow your own desire, and that's who you are. And I was just a bit like, okay. So I tried to do that. I still was unhappy. I would go for bike rides, but I'd just be thinking all the time, like, people are looking at me, and I felt like the only way that I could be happy when I'm outside is people looking at me and be like, wow, she looks nice. Around April time, when I tried to find myself, I didn't book, but I arranged a month stay in Regensburg in Germany.
Okay.
To stay with a family and look after a girl. She was like about 12 or 13.
Okay.
And that was kind of like my discovery to find myself. And then also in April time, when I had this time, like 2 months off work, I went to meditation, like in Leicester, and really tried to carry it on YouTube at home, and you know, wake up, start my day with it, etc. Yeah, so that carried on, and then I got a haircut, and then I got hair highlights, and then and then I started getting my boobs out on Instagram, and I found myself.
I found myself. I got 100 likes. I've been found.
And so I went to, you know, I felt good. I felt my skin was clear by the time of like June, and I was just about to go to Germany for July. And then, you know, I went back to the school and said my goodbyes to everyone, and everyone was like, "Wow, you look good." So I thought that I found myself because I had clear skin, like that place left of my life. And then when I was in Germany, it was really good, probably for like the first 2 weeks, because I was really happy. I was carrying on with my meditation. But I was still kind of waking up and going on Instagram, and literally, like, I slept until like 11 every morning at their house.
Yeah.
And then the like a lot of just things happened there. And then I was speaking to someone as well before I left for Germany, and it just didn't work out. Things happened, and that kind of brought me down as well. But I was just a mess. Like, I really, really was. I thought I'd found myself, and it seemed as though it followed me when I was in a different country. So I'd sleep in until like 11 or something like that. I wasn't depressed. Alhamdulillah. I was happy, but I didn't have that. I just didn't have structure. I just didn't know what my purpose was.
Yeah.
So that happened, and then I stopped meditating, and that I don't know if you've ever had it, but like the physical feeling of anxiety when it's like you can't breathe and you like feel trapped, etc. So that still stayed with me. And like when I went to travelled around Regensburg, I was just looking at clothes shops. Like, there was so much, and I was just looking at clothes shops. So my point with this whole thing with that is that I was like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm chasing nothing. I'm chasing clothes, like outfits, and I've got rid of all of those outfits already. So it's like they're temporary. And then when my time finished in like August, I came back to the UK, and like I just was a mess. Like it felt like everything had crumbled. Everything that I tried to achieve, it just crumbled.
Yeah.
So like I dyed my hair like blonde, and you know, proper put my tan on, and you know, had my music blasting in my flat. And then I started a course at Leicester College, just to do my GCSEs again, because I didn't get to achieve them, and I know that I wanted to go to uni. So I went there, and I think it was like October that I got really close to this girl in my class, and she was just about to go for Umrah with her husband.
Wow, mashallah.
And it was mashallah, she was so sweet and so supportive and nice. And I knew it was a black box because she was talking to me about it, and I was like, yeah, the black box. And I was like, I didn't really know what it was, and I didn't know how that came out of my head.
Yeah.
And then I kind of started speaking to a guy in the college, and he wasn't practicing. Like, when I started to look into Islam, he was doing it. I'm not going to say what he did because that's not for me to say, and I don't want that to come back to me.
Course, yeah.
But he wasn't doing things that a practicing person should be doing. And that kind of, I stopped talking to him, and then I started looking into it a lot more. And then I think I said my shahada about December in my living room.
Oh wow.
Yeah, mashallah, it was so nice. And it just, that's where it began, like, but I do feel like, I don't want to sound too inspirational, but I do feel like everything changed when lockdown happened, because in the UK we had to go in lockdown. Oh wow, that's a cute cough. But like in the UK, like March 2020, that's when lockdown happened. And I was like, for the first time in since like the Spanish flu, even though I wasn't alive for then. You know, you guys, like, the college is closing down, like the whole world is closing down because of this teeny tiny little thing. And I was home on my own with like Islam. Like, what the hell do I do? Well, I don't know what to do with my life. So yeah, subhanAllah, I started not writing Arabic. I started learning Arabic. I started to look into a lot of things, a lot more about Islam. Like when I took my shahada, I got loads of gifts given to me, and I got this like big Islam, what Islam is all about book by some sisters. And I just learned. And with Ramadan as well, I fasted that year. Like, I observed people when I was working at the school, but I didn't ever practice it myself. And I did, and it was crazy. It was like, it was fun. I started to find myself so much throughout 2020. And I mean finding myself by finding who my creator is and knowing who he is, because the science also backed up with Islam, which I really loved. Like when I started looking into the scientific facts, like everything that this world is, it was said in the Quran. And I found that so
definitely
amazing. Like I couldn't get over it, and I started to read so much Quran.
It's interesting, you made like a really good point when you said about finding yourself, but actually that's finding your creator.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like in the West, we're taught that you got to find yourself. It's all about you, everything's about you. And there's all these things about law. Have you heard of law of attraction?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, I was living in LA, and everyone in LA follows law of attraction. It's like a huge, I don't think it's a religion, but it's like kind of a religion people have started following. And I kind of get, there is a little bit positive in it, but if you actually really sit down and think about it, law of attraction is saying that like, if I believe, if I think, if I do this, then it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know? And I met someone recently, and mashallah, she was like, I manifested this job. I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, great that you're like thinking on the lines of like, I'm able to achieve stuff. But if you flip the other side of that, if everything you do is like you're manifesting things, then what if your child dies? Are you going to be like, I manifested the death of my child? Yeah. So the negative doesn't really work with law of attraction. So that's why putting it down to a creator and putting it down to someone else who knows better than you don't know best. Yeah. You don't know like how good or how bad everything is going to be. Yeah. Putting it down to someone who knows is actually way more powerful, and it takes a lot of anxiety away from you, right? Yeah. Just like knowing that whatever happens is the best for me, and it's happening from someone that loves me. Yeah. And I think that is like a huge deal. So do you feel like that sort of helped with your anxiety, sort of thinking to yourself, right, I'm not in control?
It really did, because and I completely agree with you, like the West makes you feel like it's all about you. Yeah. Follow your desires, you be whatever you want to be. If you want to be like a train, absolutely go for it.
What if your desire is to kill people?
Exactly. But then, that does contradict, because then it's like you can't kill people, but then you can be whatever you want to be. Like so the kind of slogan of you can be whatever you want to be, you can do what you ever want to do. It's very pressurizing. Like people say it's liberating, but it's more pressurizing, because like you're literally in control of everything that you do. So if you don't do something right, all of that kind of anxiety collapses on you.
Of course,
But I feel like and I'm a very spiritual person as well, but I love nature, like animals and the natural world is what I'm here, I love. When I kind of looked at a bird, like even something so small, a bird, yes, he wakes up and he knows that there's no worms in his nest that have like just gone up and plopped in. He has to go out and get it for his little birdie chicks. But
Birdie chicks?
Birdie chicks. Just chicks
Is that like his wives?
Or his chickens. Yeah. Wow, what a gift, a worm.
Yeah.
He doesn't question it. He just goes out and does it and doesn't go like, oh, I didn't get a small worm. Be like, stupid bird. The believing in Allah and just submitting to him, just being like, Ya Allah, I can't do anything without your help. Like, there's nothing that I can do. I can only go so far, but you open things for me. And that has relieved me so much from the pressures of materialism and trying to get a job and stuff like that. So yeah, it did help with anxiety.
It's like we think we're so in control, but we can't even like control our own like metabolism or something. You know, you can't just sit there and be like, metabolism, stop.
Exactly.
You know, like there's so many things that go on in our body that we have no idea what's even going on. We can't control so many things. Yeah. But we think we have so much control, but we really don't.
We can't even control our thought process.
Like, exactly.
Like, with knowing that Islam is, for me, is the true way of life, because there's always something above you. But humans, you know, they do kind of say that there isn't anything above us, but then humans can't create planets and stuff like that. We've only been to like...
Can't even create a fly.
Exactly. From the Quran, yeah. It says that like we've only been to like, well, humans have only been to like the International Space Station, the moon. You can't go past that.
So much we just don't know.
Yeah. You know, for me, for example, like I do get times where I'm like, I don't want to pray, I don't want to do this, but it's completely normal. And you just got you know, when you fight for it, like you say, and then afterwards you feel so much better.
Yeah, it teaches you a sense of like being able to do things not just when they suit you. Yeah. Because otherwise, like you said, following desires. If we just follow our desires all the time, we're never going to get anywhere.
I'm not going to get
anywhere. Because my desire might be like, I want to eat 10 hamburgers. You know? Yeah. But that's not going to be good for me. So like having like that structure and having that like in your life that you actually have to fulfill something even if you don't feel like doing it. It teaches you that you can, you know, achieve so much more. Inshallah. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.